Hello Norton Rider, where's this fabulous GSA you bought?
Well everyone, if you want to find out the disaster that is the 1150 GSA purchase, stick around and you'll all find out. Hello everyone. Oops. Hello everyone, Norton Rider here. Looking at some countryside in the car with Dad. Sorry for the grainy picture, it's pretty late at night. So it's happened, we've had an absolute disaster really, unfortunately, with the 1150 GS Adventure. Yeah, I got screwed over by a dealer. I'm not going to go into it ultimately, apart from being told 4 statements with the bike. Everything works as it should. It's a great bike this. Take you around the world and back. They were in the advertising video, and that it had brand new Öhlins suspension on. We queried that and they said no, it's got new Öhlins on, so we assumed shop soiled because the HPA was a bit rusty. It'd just been on a shelf or something like that, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. It's just come back from speaking to an Öhlins service centre, and yeah, the rear shock's in the bin basically. It's 700 quid to repair. The front is borderline, it's pretty much the same. It's almost the price of a new shock. So got a plan basically, got options. On top of that, the tyres are cracked really bad. Lucky really, because they let me ride away on it like that. I've only done 300 miles. Just don't expect it really when you're told the bike's been recently serviced and it's coming from a specialist, I might add, supposedly. But it is what it is. A few other things as well need doing. Fuel filter, FD pivot bearings, and the final drive bearing are shot, the big crown wheel one. They need doing. We couldn't check that in the dealer because it had the wrong centre stand on, because it's got GSA Öhlins on. So yeah, that's it really. So we've got a couple of options, haven't we, Dad?
Yeah. Being
we either get shut, let someone else who's a bit more financially flush than I am at the moment take the project on, and I sell it spares and repairs on eBay. Now, I paid £5 for it, unfortunately, from a dealer. So I as it is, I've put 800 quid into it already because I've had to replace a non-road legal exhaust that they'd fitted. So I put an exhaust system on it, standard one from another 04. I actually got the same build month on the exhaust, which was good. Correct centre stand. I put new genuine grips on, new bar ends, a few new bolts while I've been waiting. So obviously there's different levels. I wanted it with the Öhlins on because I've always used high quality suspension, and other people might just fit YSS or even BMW shocks and a set of tyres and leave the fuel filter and leave some of the other bits and monitor them and they're away. But yeah, it's not how I bought the bike, unfortunately. So the other option is, as I said, YSS shocks. Get 2 sets of YSS shocks. Then I've lost the HPA, which is, you know, one of the reasons I got Öhlins as well. I do take camera gear out, so it's handy having that, but it wasn't working on my Öhlins. Noticed it pretty much as soon as I got the bike home. The HPA wasn't working when I tried to set the stags. Yeah, so we've been pretty much screwed, to be honest. It's took me a while to get myself back together to be able to do this video. It wasn't a pleasant situation with the dealer when I told him that I was having issues with the bike, but I'm not going to go into that. It's in the past now. All I've got to do is look forward. And the third option I've got ultimately is we go for it. We put it right and get 2 brand new Öhlins somehow, even though I'm pretty broke at the moment. Get new fork seals, get a new fuel filter because it's not been done, repair all the connectors and bare wires under the tank, which was something else that wasn't sorted. It had all the wrong connectors. So we do that. And then the other thing I've got to do is pivot bearings, crown wheel bearing, seals, etc. You get the general idea, everyone. It's not cheap. It's about 2,500 quid of repairs if I did it the way I want to do. I totted it up the other day with a few other little things that need doing as well. So yeah, just an update really. There's not going to be any GSA videos for a while. Back on the old trusty bikes in Norton's, eh? The good old 650 SS, the height of reliability. You know, everyone goes on about the older bikes, but 4 winters, 4 years of daily riding, hammered, thrashed, ridden how they should be. Perfect. Does normal general service, and it's, it's stone cold reliable. That's how I like to refer to that bike. And the lad before me on the 650 SS, I actually bought it from the original owner. I repainted and did a bit of the recommissioning work. He rebuilt it, and yeah, he used to go daily riding on it. He used to ride it to work every day. Finest sports bike Norton ever made. Well, one of them anyway. And yeah, there's a lot to be said for the older bikes and carburetors and stuff like that. You know, you look at the plugs on an FI bike and you're like, I could get that better. But then you got to go to a dyno, and then that's more cost. Where give me a cab and a screwdriver and a couple of jets any day. But yeah, getting back to the GSA, obviously I'm trying to put a upbeat face on, but it's pretty crushing, to be honest. I was sat in silence for an hour when I heard back from the suspension company. I couldn't believe it, and well, I could believe it because that's what my eyes told me when I seen the suspension, but such is life. Apparently, when I removed the rear shock to see whether it was new or not, I've been told a pack of lies. I voided the warranty, and that constituted to a bike in bits, which I don't agree with. A bike in bits is like this picture of my Norton Commando engine now that I rebuilt in my bedroom. That's in bits, not removing 5 Allen bolts, 4 wheel bolts, and a top and lower shock bolt. Yeah. So yeah, you get the picture anyway, everyone, without me going too deep into it. But we are where we are. I either sell the bike, describe it accurately, as the dealer should have done, which was spares and repairs really, with the state of the tyres and everything. Or yeah, we go and fix it somehow. So what are your closing thoughts, Dad, on the video before we sign off for the evening?
Well, I think we go and fix it, mate. Because I like tinkering with bikes and I like spending money. You know, we all do, don't we? As I say, you've got 2 choices. You sell it as spares or repair on eBay. Be honest about it. Cut your losses. You lose your 2k, say, or maybe lose 1,500 quid. Or you throw everything at it, end up with a great bike. The bike that it should have been, but this will be even better. And then just try to enjoy it and get your money back that way.
Yeah,
that's how I'd approach it. It was the bike you wanted, so it's going to cost you a few quid. We know old bikes, you're going to have to put money into them all the time. You just don't expect to put money into it after 200 miles of riding.
Not when they were saying it was done.
Correct. You've gone to a dealer and they've basically lied. There's no way of massaging it. They've lied, and they missold that bike to you, and that's it. And that's all I'm going to say about them. And we'll just move on.
Yeah,
we'll cut our losses. We'll get the bike right, and then hopefully you'll have a bike you can enjoy and get your confidence back on it again. All right, Tom.
Yeah, so that's it in closing, everyone. Pretty much that's why there's been no GSA clips.
You should be whizzing up these country lanes now on it, shouldn't you, Tom?
Well, this is what I was saying to Dad. We were pulled up outside Starbucks before, and we'd done a couple of versions of this just to try and get the wording right and stuff. And Dad said, you know, you should be out on your Starbucks trips now, going to different Starbucks like we were doing. And that's out of the window now on the GSA. I have to use the good old British Norton.
And I'd just like to add, these bikes, as good as, you know, you like to think they are, they're great and all that, and when they put right in them, they're running fantastic. But what has been very disappointing is we ordered some basic parts of BMW, and we was waiting that long off one dealer. We then we got some of the parts came in, but was waiting weeks and weeks. So we said, forget it, just cancel the order. We went to another dealer, and the same thing happened again. But we had to persevere. It took 5 weeks to get a few basic parts like an oil filter, a spare key, couple of washers. It was just a bleed nipple for the clutch. 5 weeks. So on that pretext, if we go down the BMW spare parts route, this bike ain't getting on the road this side of summer. It's impossible. And it's not through us. It's just you just can't get your parts. 5 weeks is a long time, innit? 1 month. We don't have long summers, do we?
No, we get
No.
1 day of summer for any Americans that are watching.
I mean, it'd be lovely to go into BMW with a big parts list and say, I want all this in one order, bang, and it all comes. If that, you know, but we can't do that. We've got to do it a bit piecemeal. So
It takes time.
I can't see it, that bike being on the road, say, before the summer's out, no chance. But we'll just have to persevere with it and suck it all up. And eventually we'll have a bike revving up. That'll be proud to say you own.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing really, isn't it? It's just chipping away at it. I'll throw some pictures in just at the end of like the tyres and how we diagnosed the issue on the shock. Obviously we're not trained mechanics, but at the end of the day, certificates or not, I picked up on our list really quickly within us having the bike at our workshop. And when you buy a vehicle from a dealer, you have to take them at the word. You can't say to them, right, take the petrol tank off. I want to check the fuel filter's been done, drain the fuel. You can't say, pull the front and rear shock off so I can see the proper condition of them. And you can't get to the tyres properly because the bikes are all wedged in a dimly lit shop. Oh, and a bit of advice for everyone. Make sure you get written signed copies of your warranty, a written signed copy of a GDPR form, and also if you go for a test ride on a bike, I never test ride bikes. I like to live with them for a bit and then assess them. Even, you know, obviously spending my own money, even if I end up taking a bit of a hit, that's how I get my fun. I don't drink, don't smoke, don't do anything like that. Don't party, everything's just motorbikes. It's my way of engaging with the world. If you go for a test ride, be prepared when something goes wrong for them to say, well, you test rode it. My test ride constituted riding 100 yards up a car park in first gear. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, the rear shock is removed on the 1150 GSA. I had a bit of a handling issue yesterday when I was letting off the gas, so as soon as I got home, luckily it started happening when I was pretty close to home. As you'll see shortly, it was creaking on the shock slash pivot bearings, so it's either or. So what I've decided to do, just while I've got it off, is give the shock a bit of a clean, get it a bit spotless, it's filthy, and we're going to check the pivot bearings out now. So this is part 1, just to show everyone what the fault is. Part 2 will come with the fix. Cheers everyone, thanks for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back. So 1150 GS Adventure, got GS O-rings on it. As you will have seen in the previous video, we have got a fault. We've got a creaking, squeaking, everyone said FD bearings. I thought it was a shock. I wasn't happy with the state of the bushings, top and bottom. So I've lubed them, and I put a bit of lube just onto, and I put a little bit of WD just onto the shaft because it's going through a rebuild, just to see if it shut it up before I go spending 300 quid on the pivot bearings there or thereabouts, because I'd end up doing the crown wheel or the pinion seal arm in there probably. So let's see. You can see sound's gone, so it's definitely the shock. You can't see all that when it's in the bike. All you see is that there. So, such is life, like that'd be a lesson to you. So yeah, we tried the HPA as well, it's actually not working, so something else to add. Beautiful sidewall cracks. As you can see, the sidewalls have gone. Look, it didn't spit me off, to be honest. So just to reiterate, I've only done 300 miles on this bike after buying it. Yeah, as you can see, it's coming off on Dad's hand as he's wiping. It's only on the sidewalls. Okay everyone, bit of an update. Shocks are going off. Just in the process of removing the tank to take the front one off. Perfect preparation, prevents, you know, the rest. Make sure no fuel goes anywhere on the tank, keep the paintwork right. So, get this done now. So you can tell, this has not been off for a long while. I thought it'd be filthy, and it is. Fuel filter was due 2,000 miles ago. This is what I'd say is inspecting a bike, not looking at the paintwork in the dealership. So, as you can see, there's no way they've had the tank off to even look at anything. Or if they have, it's shodder. Everything works as it should, eh? A bit hard when the spot cables won't reach. A little bit more presentable now. Obviously I'll take all the connectors off and double check everything out. Right, so I've just made this. The rear shock's going to obviously be away. I need to take the front end off and mess with the vinyl drive. So I thought, while the shock's away, I'll make this. So I just made a strut, as you can see. It just allow me to put the back wheel on while I take the front end off and to work on the FD unit. Right, so I thought I'd have a look at the other brand new front shocks. Yeah, right. So the top bushings are gone. Lower bump stop. The lower bump stop's all cracked. I don't know if the camera will show it. Dad's pointing, yep. And the same again. Seals have gone on the bushing and the bird and scarred. So, yep. Send that off. See what the verdict is. Now, can you all spot the problem? Because I just have. When we measured the sags on this shock, they were well in excess of where they should be. That might have something to do with it. Don't forget, this is supposedly an overland preparation shop. So this performance mod I've done here has probably removed about 10 pounds of weight in dirt from the underside of the petrol tank. So yeah, that should make it a bit easier to get on its stand. That's the next thing I've got to deal with. I need to just order the bits, is the fuel filter. Look like it never been done, it's that filthy, so we'll find out when we get into it. Front tyres are so cracked as well.